Hello, everyone. I'm Zeke Alexander, and I'm here to give my season 7, episode 10 recap and review of Real Housewives of Potomac. The episode, starts off with Karen going downstairs to her in-house sauna. How nice, how lovely. I'm not a big sauna person. I like steam rooms over a sauna, but that's cute for her. Then they show a scene with Ashley who TikToking and talking to her oldest son, and then we move on to the scene where Mia and G are discussing her new office opening. They're at some place with the kids and they're discussing the opening, and then we move on to Robyn and Giselle, who's filming their podcast. They have a discussion about Wendy's drunk moment in the club with Robyn, and Robyn, is just saying how, she was emotional and saying, "Oh, I love you." And, she's like, "Okay, but girl, it's took you a year to come and, show this remorse or whatever, or this, love for the relationship, friendship that you have now. Now you're finally missing it when you had all this time to come and make, things better." But, she didn't shun her. She didn't push her away, so that was good. They also discussed how Robyn got into it with Candiace in the van, and how how Candiace was mad about the speaker incident, and she was given like that things were not good in the van, like it was a intense moment, and that she reached out to Candiace so they could discuss it and possibly move past it, because they are better than that and they can get past it. We learned in a confessional from Giselle that their podcast, Reasonably Shady, has blown up, in her words. That they have over 1 million downloads, and they were also nominated for an NAACP award. Go ahead, girls. I mean, I'm happy for you, Ray. I haven't listened to the show, and I really don't plan on it. But I'm happy for y'all. That's what's up. Next, we move on to a Candiace and Chris scene, and they're at their house, and Candiace shares with us that she is now a proud 2-degree woman. She has now has her MBA, Masters of Business Administration, from the one and only Howard University. So happy for her. Yay. Big ups. She is discussing with Chris. She's planning a party, and she got a text from Robyn about talking. So she's gonna, go meet with her, and she's gonna invite her. She's inviting Karen. She admit that she was wrong for what she said about Karen being, we found out that she found out that she indeed did say it from a producer. So, she had to eat some crow and then go, and apologize to Karen because you said it. Then we move on, and we have a scene. We have the scene where Wendy is getting picked up from the airport by her husband, and she's just talking about her trip to Chicago after she left Miami. She went up there as a keynote speaker at the University of Chicago for some event, and her husband was making fun of the way she was saying Chicago, because she was saying it like Chicago. I can't even say it, but he was like, "No, girl, you're not saying it right." She was like, "I'm saying it like the mobsters do." She was like, "You're not a mobster. Shh, don't do that, no." But no, she just was, talking about how much work she had to do, how many things she has on her plate, which is the revolving theme with Wendy. She just always has a lot of stuff on her plate, and she reveals that has surgery to get that kidney stone removed, and her husband was like, "Well, look, when are you gonna have time to schedule to get that done? Because you got all these other things on your plate." So he was like, pretty much, asking her, when are you going to really slow down and, just take a break and a breather. And, so their scene ends, and then we move on to a scene where Robyn and Candiace have their meetup. about what everything that happened in Miami. But we learned that that ROBYN's good friend and hairstylist, her sister and brother-in-law were killed in a tragic car accident. May they rest in peace. So, she's emotional. She's crying. Candiace is crying because, she's already an emotional person. And then she saw her crying. So she started crying. They're both crying. She almost started crying. And they just, they were talking. She shares that she was just unhappy, with Candiace for, making it seem like she was talking about everybody when she wasn't talking about everybody. So she was like, just make sure that you make it more clear about the people that you're talking about, then we won't have this problem. She was like, and Candiace was like, I feel, why you felt that way. I understand, but I really wish you would have came to me privately because I thought, we had a different type of bond, friendship, that you could have just came to me before you just outed me in front of the whole group. But she was like, I feel you, I understand, I will do better. And, she consoled her about her friend. And they agreed, that they were good now and they patched things up. She makes sure she lets ROBYN know she's not a fake bitch. I don't think you're a fake bitch, You're actually one of the people that I love the most out of this group, So I definitely don't want any beef with you. And that was what's up. I hear that there is more to that IG live that was not played, of course, on the show, where where Candiace clearly defines who she's talking about. So I think maybe that ROBYN didn't hear the whole thing and she just went off the clips, the excerpts that she heard, and then she came at Candiace because I heard that Candiace, there was a whole longer live. It's on her IG page. I didn't go look it up, but I hear it's there and it's longer and it clearly talks about who she's talking about and who she's not talking about. So, but that's for ROBYN to figure out. That's their friendship, whatever. Nonetheless, I'm glad to see that they have made up and that yeah, everything is cool. Copacetic. So next we have a Karen scene, and Karen, we found out Karen is doing a live show, and she's planning it with her former assistant, the white man that was on the show when she was having her tax problems. Well, Ray was having his tax problems because Karen said, I don't have tax problems. I don't have money issues. That is Ray's money tax problems, okay? But anyway, yeah, we learned she's doing a live show. You're gonna have a drag queen performance, drinks, Q&A. I mean, this sounds pretty cute. Like I'm here for it. It sounds better than Giselle and ROBYN's podcast, which they discussed and saying, well, some of my friends are doing live shows too, and the assistant was like, but theirs doesn't seem that interesting, to be quite honest. So you don't have nothing to worry about, girl. They ain't competition because that shit is boring. The shade. So now we move on. Mia is opening one of her new chiropractic centers called The Joint Chiropractic, something like that. And it's going to be the first one in DC. She's very proud of that because she's from DC, and she invited Karen and Jacqueline. And I'm trying to figure out where are the other ladies, all these ladies that, had your back in Miami. Why are they not here for your opening? Like, where is Giselle? Where is ROBYN? Where is Charisse? we know she's hungry for camera time, so I don't understand why she wasn't there. Who else? It's like, yeah. Like I definitely expected those girls to be there. But who was there? The good old trusty Karen was there to support. So she may not have shit to say to Karen because Karen was there, and the other girls that that you was trying to impress in Miami didn't even show up for you. So Yikes. She did talk about some business deal that fell through or whatever, but she didn't really want to go into it. She was like, I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about lawsuits and lawyers and stuff. So she evaded the question when the producer asked her about it. And yeah. Uh I mean if she ain't lying, she's avoiding. So I mean it's like Mia girl, I don't think that you yeah, I don't think that you should stay on reality TV because you keep getting caught up in lies and it's just not a good look, baby. It's just really not. Like no. Like it's one thing to start shit and create drama, but it's another thing to just, you know, uh be a house full of lies. So now we move on to Ashley. Ashley is goes to visit her aunt and uncle, and she starts off by telling them that Michael had just came back from Vegas and he was acting really like argumentative and like just like an asshole towards her to the point where she got into a shouting match with him because he didn't want her to take both of the kids with her to see her family. He wanted to she can keep the older one. He was going to keep the younger one because he wanted to see him. But she was, you know, and then all so much to the point that they were arguing so bad that her oldest son, you know, had to yell at them to stop screaming and stop fighting, stop arguing. Like that is terrible. That your 2-year-old is he 2 years old? 4 years old? I don't know how old he is. But your child is telling you two grown ass people to stop arguing. That is terrible. Yeah. That's absolutely terrible, girl. And like that should show you like y'all don't need to be together. Like you can't even like stand each other that much that you can not argue in front of your two toddlers. Girl, that's horrible. Mm-mm. Michael is clearly too damn controlling, and she needs to get the fuck away from him. Like, continue on with this divorce. Don't stop because you're afraid about, you know. Because she said she expressed to her aunt uncle that you know she feels like she's just not ready to be a single parent. Like you know she feels like you know it's just it's so hard. It's really affecting her. You know about like she's gonna have to do it on her own, and her aunt. You know it's like you're not on your own. Your family is here. We're gonna help you. We're here to support you. You know you have a support system, so don't feel like that. Like don't feel like yeah, just don't get down on yourself because this is the right decision. You need to leave this man because he don't give a fuck about you. You don't. Our next scene, we move on and we see that Candiace's mom, Dorothy, is in town for Candiace's graduation party. And they have that little scene, and then we move on and we have a scene with Giselle and her twins Adore and Angel's Sweet 16 party. It looked really cute. It was down there on the wharf at one of the restaurants. I'm not sure which one, but they were up on like an upper second level. I want to say it's Mi Vida, but I'm not sure. But yeah, they were definitely down the wharf. It looked real nice. A few of the girls were there. Not all the girls were invited. I know. What was it? Ashley, ROBYN, Cherise were there. Jamal Bryant was there, of course, the father. And they gave a little speech to the girls, and Giselle's was really heartwarming and nice and cute, and then that was the gist of that. We then we move on. Because it really wasn't nothing going on at that party. I mean, it really was like, I think they spent every bit of like 2 or 3 minutes on that scene. Like, it really wasn't popping, really wasn't nothing going on. I mean, what did they even gift them for their birthday? We didn't even see gifts or anything. Performance by something like it was another dry affair given by Giselle Bryant. After that scene, we move on to Candiace's MBA graduation party at her house. And there's a scene where Candiace is in the backyard with her mother, and there's a brown snake in the yard. And so Miss Dorothy was like, I thought you said Giselle wasn't coming. But here we are. We got a brown snake going through the yard. Giselle, get out of here, girl. The shade. I mean, I guess she gets it honestly from her mama. Because Miss Dorothy came through with that shade. That was cute. That was funny. I got to give it to Miss Dorothy. So I guess Candiace gets that shade from her mama, and yeah. So then all the guests start rolling in. Karen and Ray came. Robyn came. Sharice came. Wendy and her husband came. And she came in with jokes like, yay, 2 degrees now, yes! I mean, I guess that was light shade, funny shade, and cute shade. I mean, since she is the 4-degree one, she was like, yeah, it ain't 4 degrees, but it's 2 degrees. I mean, it was cute. I don't think she took it in a negative way. She didn't say nothing. So that was cute. We also find out that Candiace, in her confession, she's not pregnant. She took a pregnancy test and says, she was kind of sad and she cried about it. But then, she says that now they're going to go back to restart her egg retrieval process. So she's still trying to get pregnant. Good luck with that, girl. But I'm like, I mean, is she really sure? Well, I mean, I guess she's just doing an egg retrieval. She's not trying to get pregnant. I was about to say, because she's out here doing her tour. She's just doing a lot. So if she really wants to have the time to get pregnant and then do that with all the things she wants to do, since her music is really starting to pop off right now. So her graduation party, it's going well. It seems to be pretty informal, just close friends and family function. Makes sense. And so we have Karen and Robyn. They're sitting in the back, and Ray's right there. And so she asks Robyn, so when you got your dress, the rings, all that good stuff. So when are you gonna get married? Like, when they all set the date? Have y'all set a date yet? And she says, it's gonna be a private ceremony just with us 4, just Juan and the boys, nobody else, just us. And Karen, their professional's like, right. She's not believing it. I don't think any of us are believing it. Because it's taking so long. Like, it's just, I mean, y'all just getting remarried. Y'all don't have to really do a big grand thing. I guess y'all didn't do a grand. Well, no, I don't know. Y'all don't really need to do a big grand thing. Like, y'all getting remarried. Y'all been together all this time. So, I mean, it really shouldn't take you this long to decide on when to do it, if that's what you really want to do, which nobody believes is what y'all really want to do. Especially with everybody out here calling Robyn Juan's roommate. I just think that's hilarious. So Rob, when Karen is like, no, like y'all out here playing with us, y'all playing on our intelligence, because we don't believe it. We don't believe that y'all really wants to get remarried. And now you talking about you're gonna do it privately, blah blah blah. She was like, look, we wouldn't be asking these questions if y'all didn't put it out there that y'all were getting remarried. If you wanted to just shack up and be, partners, then yeah, then do that. But say that. But don't have us out here believing that you really want to get me married when that's not what you really want to do. But she was like, okay, we gonna roll with it. During the party, Wendy pulls ROBYN aside and they discuss their beef and their drunken moment at the club in Miami. And, ROBYN is just like, I was a little confused about you coming over there and, being wanting of this friendship and everything when you had a year to come and like, apologize and say, and make things better and you didn't. And she was just like, I had time to sit back and think, and then I had some liquid courage, so I came over there and I wanted to share my feelings so I can make things better. And now I want to show you that I really mean what I say, and I'm going to come to you a second time and I just and apologize and say, because I really care about this relationship and I really, care about you and I want us to be friends. And she apologized and they hugged and I, I guess. I guess. I don't know. Like, ugh, I don't know. She just really gave her, like, really let her off the hook really fucking easy after she did all that recording and gaslighting and everything at the bar at the restaurant in Miami at Bar One. It's just like, baby girl, Wendy, you let her off easy as shit. Like, I understand, you were talking shit, mad shit about her marriage last year or her relationship last year, but that still didn't give her the right to treat you like shit this year. Like, not inviting you, jumping in your face, doing all that. Like, did you discuss all that? Did she apologize? She said she apologized, but we ain't see it. I mean, but what did she apologize for? Did she apologize specifically for those actions that she did, or just a blanket apology for hurting your feelings? I would like to know, but I'm not you. And it wasn't clear. But they hugged it out and they moved on. So good for them. We shall see how long this lasts. Well, it seems like everybody's on an apology tour this episode, and Candiace has some apologizing to do to Karen. She apologized to Karen. Well, not exactly, but she said her bad. They were talking, and she was like, girl, I actually forgot that I said it because I was drunk. But I did say those things, and my bad, because we are in a good place, and I definitely don't want us to leave from that good place and go to a bad place. So my bad. In her confessional, she admits that she was being messy and drunk with a demon. She's called actually a demon. And says, that, pretty much, she was sorry and that, she won't do anything like that anymore because, she doesn't want to fuck up their relationship. So that was cool. And Karen's like, so how are you doing with Ashley? And she's like, we're not. I'm not good with her. She's still on that bullshit. She's not admitting that what she said about my husband is some bullshit. So nah, we ain't good. Well, no. And she was like, oh, so she was being messy too. Yeah, she was being messy because she was drunk too, and she said some things too. So don't let her out off that easy as well. Don't let her off that easy. And that was pretty much that conversation. We left that, and then we have a scene where Chris is talking with Ray. And Ray is, he brought up the conversation. He was like, oh, like, I hear Giselle might not show up because of what happened between, you and the uncomfortable situation at the hotel. And he's like, well, yeah, she doesn't feel comfortable around me or whatever. So, and I don't really want to be around her. Because I don't want anything to be misconstrued anymore. So, yeah. And so Ray was like, well, if she felt uncomfortable and, why can't you just take the high road and apologize for making her feel uncomfortable? And he's like, well, no, I'm not going to apologize for anything because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to make her feel uncomfortable. I don't see why she would feel uncomfortable. So I don't feel like I should have to apologize. And I agree. No, like, because it's some bullshit. We all know it's some bullshit. She knows it's some bullshit, but she needed a storyline, so she's gonna run with that shit. And Chris is like, I'm not even about to feed into that shit because then they're gonna try to play me. And he's like, no, y'all not gonna do it. Like, I'm not doing it. Fuck her ass. I'm not apologizing because I ain't do nothing to that bitch. And then he's like, you know what? Let me go see how my wife is doing because I don't really want to talk about this shit no more. And he walks off, and he's mad. Like, he's pissed. Candiace is in the kitchen. She gathers her by. She's about to give a speech. He's like, oh, it's too many motherfuckers in here. I don't even want to see these motherfuckers. And he goes out on the porch and sits on the porch, and he's having his drink or cigar or something like that, and he just has to calm down because that shit done pissed him off. And I can understand, especially when you tired of talking about this shit. It's all on the internet. All the group is talking about it. The cast is talking about it, and then you go Ray coming talking to you about it, and he don't even really know the whole story. So it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to talk about this shit. Like, I like you, but you're doing too much right now. So that was pretty much the episode. It was pretty dry. Yeah, I just did the recap to do it. Because there really wasn't much going on in this episode. But looks like next episode will be more exciting. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yes. And again, I'm Zeke Alexander, and see you next time. Goodbye.